Could it be another you? Xiaobai exclaimed before Hanli had a chance to reply. What did you just say? I think you need to have some sense beaten into you, Xiaobai. Jintong snapped as she began rolling up her sleeves. No, what I meant to say is, could it be another gold-devouring immortal? Xiaobai hurriedly amended with a fawning smile. Why would another gold-devouring immortal be coming here? Can you sense how powerful it is? Hanli asked. It seems to be a little more powerful than I am, Jintong replied in a concerned voice. Hanli's expression remained unchanged, but internally he was quite stunned to hear this. At the moment, Jintong was already at the late Golden Immortal stage, so did that mean that a high Zenith stage gold-devouring immortal was currently approaching them? Xiaobai was also very alarmed to hear this, and it urged in a trembling voice, We have to run, Master. As soon as its voice trailed off, the sound of thunderous drumming rang out from outside, and the peaceful valley immediately erupted into action as countless figures rose up into the sky as streaks of light. Hanli's brows furrowed slightly upon seeing this. Stay in the cave abode for now. I'll go out and take a look, he instructed, then made his way out of the cave abode. At this moment, more and more beings for the beast race were flying out of the Dark Star Canyon, and they were all flying outside. All of a sudden, a streak of light arrived from afar, then landed in front of Hanli's cave abode to reveal Nuo Qinglin. How has your stay been so far, fellow Taoist Li? Nuo Qinglin asked with a smile. It's been fine. Thank you for the hospitality, Chief Nuo. May I ask what's happening right now? Hanli asked. We're being attacked by the insect race, but we already anticipated this and have set up defensive measures, so there's nothing to fear, Nuo Qinglin replied in a confident manner. That's good to hear. May I ask why you've come to visit me, then? Hanli asked. We're going to be using the restrictions within the Dark Star Canyon later to unleash a secret technique, and no one can remain in the canyon during this time, so I'll have to ask you to leave the canyon with me, Nuo Qinglin explained. That's not a problem. I'll go pack up my belongings, then come back out to join you. Hanli replied with a nod, then returned to his cave abode, while Nuo Qinglin continued to wait patiently outside. After entering his cave abode, Hanli's brows furrowed slightly as he made his way into his secret chamber. The insect race is attacking, and there's a high Zenith stage gold-devouring immortal among them. We need to leave right away, Master! Xiaobai immediately yelled in an urgent voice. What do you think, Jintong? Hanli asked. I'm sure you already know what happens when two gold-devouring immortals encounter one another, Jintong said, and a hint of resolve and killing intent appeared in her eyes. Hanli didn't say anything upon seeing this. While travelling through some other immortal regions with Gongshu Ju, we ran into some gold-devouring immortals, and at the same cultivation base, they're far more powerful than primordial true spirits. There's no way we can overcome a high Zenith stage gold-devouring immortal, so we have to run, Xiaobai urged. There's no running away from them. Gold-devouring immortals are extremely sensitive to one another, so even if we run, it'll definitely still come after us, Jintong replied with a shake of her head. Xiaobai opened its mouth to say something else, but ultimately decided against it. Just as Jintong said, even if we leave this place, that gold-devouring immortal will definitely continue to pursue us, so we may as well stay here and wait for it, Hanli said. A bitter look appeared on Xiaobai's face upon hearing this, and it reluctantly nodded in agreement. Hanli swept a sleeve through the air to release a burst of azure light that sucked both of them into a spirit beast pouch, then instructed, Stay in the spirit beast pouch for now. After that, Hanli withdrew the restrictions in the cave abode before emerging outside again. Sorry to keep you waiting, Chief Nuo, he said. Not at all, fellow Taoist Li. Please come with me, Nuo Qinglin replied, then flew up into the sky as a streak of light, while Hanli trailed along behind him. As they flew through the air, he suddenly turned to a certain direction in the canyon, where there was a ball of churning black qi in the distance. The ball of black qi was situated very far away, but with Hanli's exceptional eyesight, he was able to see that there were dozens of giant stone pillars standing around it to form what appeared to be an array, which was giving off bursts of spatial power fluctuations, much like a teleportation array would. Han Li was rather surprised to see this, but he didn't ask any questions, and Nuo Qinglin also displayed no intention of explaining anything to him. Inside Han Li's spirit beast pouch, Jintong suddenly said, "Xiaobai, you once said that you have a space within your body that's completely isolated from the outside world, right?" "That's right. What an exceptional memory you have," Xiaobai confirmed in a fawning manner. "All right, I want you to eat me," Jintong said. Xiaobai was naturally astonished to hear this, and it immediately began shaking its head vigorously. "You want to use the space in my body to conceal your aura? You can't do that. Living beings can't survive in my internal space, and any living being that enters will quickly be digested. That may be the case for other living beings, but you won't be able to digest me. Hurry up!" "I'm sure I'll be fine as long as I don't stay in there for too long," Jintong urged. Xiaobai could only reluctantly oblige upon hearing this, opening its mouth to release a burst of suction force that sucked Jintong into its belly. Meanwhile, Han Li and Nuo Qinglin quickly arrived outside the Dark Star Canyon. All of the beast race tribes were already prepared for this battle, so they had reacted very quickly, and all of them had emerged in full force, culminating in an army of tens of thousands. Han Li swept his gaze over his surroundings to find that there were around 30 to 40 tribes present, and the long-neck beings were also here. But they were situated near the back. There were also close to 1,000 giant black war chariots that were laden with beast race beings hovering in the sky. These black chariots were giving off a metallic sheen, and there were also numerous glowing black patterns engraved onto their surfaces, giving them an indestructible appearance. Ahead of all of the beast race beings was an even larger army of millions of demon beasts. Somehow, the beast race beings had managed to arrange all of the demon beasts into several organized and uniform units that weren't chaotic in the slightest. Han Li couldn't help but be a little surprised to see this. "What do you think of our beast race army, fellow Taoist Li?" Nuo Qinglin asked with a hint of pride in his voice. "It certainly is a sight to behold," Han Li praised. Nuo Qinglin burst into laughter upon hearing this, then flew up higher into the sky, while Han Li trailed along behind him. Hovering in front of the war chariots was a black platform that was over 1,000 feet in size and shimmering with spiritual light, clearly indicating that it was a powerful treasure. At this moment, there were around 30 to 40 beast race beings standing on the platform, and it seemed that they were important tribal leaders. Nuo Qinglin descended onto the platform with Han Li, and their arrival was immediately met with a furious reaction. "Chief Nuo Qinglin, why have you brought a human primordial hunter here?" Han Li turned to discover that a dark-skinned man who was built like a massive black bear was the one who had spoken. The man was at the pinnacle of the early Golden Immortal stage, possessing a slightly higher cultivation base than Nuo Qinglin. Meanwhile, all of the other tribal leaders were also glowering at Han Li with animosity in their eyes. There were over 10 Golden Immortals among them, but all of them were at the early Golden Immortal stage, while most of the remaining tribal leaders were at the late True Immortal stage. "Don't be alarmed, everyone. This is fellow Taoist Li Feiyu. He may be a human, but he's not a primordial hunter. Instead, he's only trying to pass through the primordial land en route to another immortal region. And on top of that, he has assisted our beast race, specifically the long-neck tribe in the past, so he's no enemy of ours," Nuo Qinglin hurriedly explained. Nuo Yifan was also present, and she declared, "On the way back from the long-neck tribe, we were attacked by the insect race, and it was only thanks to Senior Li's intervention that we were able to return safely to the Dark Star Canyon." Taj was standing near the edge of the platform, but he made his voice loud and clear as he chimed in. "That's right. Fellow Taoist Li will forever be a friend of our long-neck tribe." Everyone else's expressions eased slightly upon hearing this, but they still regarded Han Li with clear distrust in their eyes. "Don't mind them, fellow Taoist Li. Human primordial hunters are sworn enemies of our beast race, so it's nothing personal against you," Nuo Qinglin said with an apologetic smile. "I completely understand, Chief Nuo. There's no need to look out for me. My powers are very limited, but I can definitely look after myself," Han Li replied with a faint smile. You're far too modest, fellow Taoist Li. If things take a turn for the worse for our beast race in the upcoming battle, I'll be counting on you to lend us your assistance again, Nuo Qinglin said as he cupped his fist in a salute. All of the other tribal leaders' expressions changed drastically upon hearing this, and the burly dark-skinned man who had spoken earlier exclaimed in a furious voice, "Nuo Qinglin, we are the regal beast race. How could you ask for assistance from a deceitful and honourless human?"
Brother Ulu?
Do not forget that the enemy of our beast race is the insect. In order to defeat them, we must recruit all possible allies and unite everyone against a common enemy. I have already spoken to our king about this, and he also approves of my decision, Nuo Qinglin said. The dark-skinned man's temper immediately died down upon hearing mention of their king, while the other tribal chiefs fell silent as well.